Fighting out of the blue corner from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
Words are cheap. It's the action that says it all. We'll find out when the first bell goes.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that were... And we're off and running between these 2 really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. The perfect counter lands. The straight right just misses. This fight has a real good flow to it. This fighter embodies the cardinal rule of boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
The flat for the fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut him off. Cut the ring off. Make the ring small. Put him on the back foot. Put him under pressure.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. The straight right just misses. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They exchange punches. The straight right just misses. There's a counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Sugar Ray in that last round. Pretty and there's the bell for round 2. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
My motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
It's hard. I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Both men step back for just a moment. He threw a punch and just got countered. These 2 are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punch. The straight right just misses. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Hook misses. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance.
On to the third. That That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter shot. Swing and a miss with that hook. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Perfect counter shot. He misses with that jab. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he scores with the counter. The old adage is, down goes Sugar Ray Leonard. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Apparently it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
The corner needs to think nice.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. A lot of work needs to be done in this corner. Back at it in round 4. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Good counter punching. Punch caught him clean. Beautiful counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. That counter shot lands. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Gonna need. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter. Beautiful powerful counter shot.
Back and forth they go.
Nice counter shot.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook.
You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That jab doesn't score.
When are we going to see a jab from these two?
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow.
There's the bell to start round 6. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punch, counter punch. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Trying to land that jab. Just missed with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Here comes round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
His stamina is off the charts. These punches coming from every angle. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
off the charts.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this? Whoa, wait a minute! And Sugar is in trouble! And now, hold it right there! And this fight is over! And as we take another look, it's this punch right here that sealed the deal.
A shot from the gods took him out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.
We are live at Falcor Bay on a beautiful afternoon. A great day for boxing. It's Sugar Ray Terrence Bud Crawford.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner.
Well, I hope you brought your sunglasses. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Punch, counter punch. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move.
You want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the rope. Because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
They have no respect for each other's punching power. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy. Every
time they throw a shot, they get countered. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think it's...
And there's the bell for round two. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Counterfighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
You're fine to the counter punching, you've got a dummy shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's not a match made in heaven.
Hook misses. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Beautiful counter shot. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Catch and shoot. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy. Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
He scores with the counter. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. He just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Because you've got a good chin, it doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter. The jab doesn't quite connect. They exchange punches. They miss with the jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know.
There's the bell to start round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Can you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, continue.
They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. Then they get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Fantastic punch. Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
They both want a knockout, you can tell. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Good punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Swing and a miss with that hook. He threw a punch and just got countered. Misses with the jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that. On to the 6th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
The charts action from both of these fighters. A perfect counter lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Good counter punching. Counter shot lands. Both men step back for just a moment. This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. That counter punch caught him clean. Done with that counter shot. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. Here we go. It's round 7. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
You'd like to see more jabs. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even-steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. These two were made for each other. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that one. There's the bell to start round 8. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Beautiful counter punch. Got out of the way of that right hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swing and a miss with the hook. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This fight has a real good flow to it. Nice counter shot. A perfect counter shot. A swing and a miss with the left hook. Good counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left.